Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Love and Info. Hope everybody's doing great. I really can't wait to upload all these videos. Today is what day is today? August 23rd. Today is August 23rd. Oh my God. So I live September 4th out of this place. This is the place where I came every morning and met with a group of 20 something people on and off for the last 4 months every morning. This is where I learn a lot. You know, one of the things that I learned a lot here was compassion. Compassion, compassion, compassion. Let me first start telling you guys what compassion means to me now. I don't know what compassion means to me. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I know what compassion means. I'm going to tell you guys how I realized that I needed compassion. You know, when I started coming here, I didn't have nothing to run away from, no weed, no nothing to make me feel no kind of way, no sex to run to, no weed, no friends, no attention, no nothing. You know, so your true self starts coming out, whether you like it or not. Whether you like yourself or not, it starts coming. Whether I like myself or not, it started to come out, and I started realizing that I lacked compassion for other people. That I didn't really care about how other people felt as long as I got my way and as long as I got my point across, and that I would talk without realizing how my words will affect other people, and that I would react all the time without really thinking about how my words and my actions will affect other people's feelings. You know, I had no compassion for it. I would not explain myself. And one thing that they started telling me here was, well, maybe you need to practice self-compassion. Maybe having compassion for yourself. You know, before all of this happened, you know, I something that my everybody here told me, the universe and everybody else. At one point, I had a huge issue because I was just being an asshole. I was going around being an ass. And like, I'm not the nicest person, you know, like I am nice, and I know that I have a good heart. And my mission is to devolve myself to the point where I can make decisions with my heart in my hand and my rationality, and have a balance between the both, you know. But there's also a part of me that is not nice. There's also a part of me that is not compassionate. And while being in here, it got pointed out to me. And my counselor told me one day, he goes, Enrique, the reason why it's so, what he said, the reason why is like it throws people off so hard when you're an asthma, you don't show any compassion, is because you're actually a really nice person. You know, you go around smiling at people and doing this and doing that, and then all of a sudden, this poison just comes out of you, and people are like, "Where the fuck is that coming from?" He said, and I knew what he was talking about, and it's true. You know, something that my mom always told me about herself, that of course I wanted to be just like her. She said, "You know, I'm really mean." She said, when someone pisses me off, I'm mean, and I just go for the jugular. I just fucking go right for it. I can be very hurtful," she said. And I remember that at some point in my life, that I, of my mom, talking about herself, turned into a we. She started talking about her grandma and me and her. And I don't know if she actually referred to me too. I think she did too. You know, I think so. I don't know. But of course I wanted to be just like that. I was like, oh yeah, it's just me with her words, and just fucking turn people down, you know, tear people apart. Someone in here calls it character assassination, you know, like I go for your flaws, I go for those things that really fucking hurt you, you know. And is that who I want to be? No, not really. It doesn't really bring me much joy. It doesn't really bring me much progress. It doesn't really bring me much of what I actually am here working for. Did I take pride on being like that for a long time? Yes. Part of me still does. Part of me is like, bitch, don't come for me. Don't fucking come for me unless I send for you. However that fucking bitch from the house where I said it, you know? But realizing that only causes me pain, and that only makes me feel shitty inside. especially once you start developing a fucking conscience. You know, after you do all this fucking self growth in here, and you're like, fuck, I don't want to be a shitty human being. You know, and then you're left with this remorse after you're a dick. You know, and just like, I don't want to be, I don't want to change who I am, but I just have to start showing compassion for others. And that's where I realized that I lack compassion. And I learned this exercise. I don't remember where. Don't ask me because I forgot. I'm so tired, you guys, and I need like my eyes are so dry that they stick to the top of my my eyelids. But I started realizing that I was told, I don't know by where I read it or what, that in order for me to have compassion for other people, I needed to start showing more compassion for myself. Now, every time that I decided to be mean to somebody in my head, or that I decided to have a negative comment about them, or that I thought about, you know, like, oh, look at that person, she's just like, I just being judgy and being, you know, not showing compassion for them, or whenever they will I feel attacked by them, or whatever I feel like I personalize something they will say, and in my head was right away would start working for that juggler, that place to hit. I would start telling myself, well, you know what? Understand where this person is coming from. Because, on the other hand, I am really good at that. I am good at understanding the other place, where the other person is coming from. When someone hurts me, like I made a video about that nobody really wants to hurt you. And that stuck to me. But I needed to put it to practice. And I didn't know that I had to start with myself. So after practicing for a while, on my head, on every time that I wanted to be mean to somebody, just literally breaking it down to my head and being like, no, you know what? This person is going through this. This person probably went through that. You know, this person was bullied. This person was just probably angry, and is probably going through something that has absolutely nothing to do with me right now. You know? I started realizing that I had to tell myself that. I had to give myself all of that compassion. I had to be selfish with my compassion because I had no compassion for myself. I still don't have much compassion for myself. I'm still working on it, you know? But now I realize that I need it, so I give it to me. I give me that compassion when I need it. I am nice to myself. I am not so hard on myself. So now, every time that my brain, because now it kind of developed that where it kind of knows my brain kind of knows when it needs to show compassion to other people, where like I will feel like attacking them. I would tell whatever is it that my brain will create to tell this person of why to show compassion for them. I would tell it to myself, even if it didn't fit at the moment. You know, like, you know what? You can probably tell this person has been to some stress. You can probably tell this person's been bullied. You can probably tell this person's been hurt before. Have some compassion for them. Instead of that, I would say, Enrique, you've been hurt before. Enrique, you've probably been bullied before. Enrique, you probably are having a really hard day. I love you. It's okay. And doing this to myself, even of those times where I'm like, that has nothing to do with me. If I thought about it for a couple of seconds, whatever the situation was in which I was about to start through my poison at somebody else, and my brain would be like, no, show them compassion. How can you show compassion to this person? Now turn it around on you. It will actually fit me. Why? Because anything that pisses me off on somebody else, it's something that I see in a reflection of myself. Because remember, the world is a reflection of yourself, said someone. You know? And that's my story with compassion, you guys. That's how I realized it, you know, and self-love is coming after. You know, the other day, I have a little story to tell you guys. Like, I was giving myself one of those compassionate, you know, moments after probably a fuck up or something, you know, and telling myself, you know, you're dealing with stuff a lot better. You're learning a lot, you know. Try not to be so hard on yourself. You're dealing with this a lot better than you would have before, and you're going to deal with it even better the next time the situation happens. You're learning your lessons. And then I said to myself, I love you, Enrique. I don't want you to suffer anymore. And I'm not used to talking like that to myself and mean it. And for a moment I realized, who the fuck said that? I wonder, who the fuck said that just now? Was I thinking of a third person? Like, sometimes I think of other people telling me that. Like, I think of my mom telling me that. I think of people that care about me telling me that. or I would say that to myself, but that one time felt different. It just, I don't know why, it just felt different. And I knew that there was something happening inside me, you know. I knew that I was starting to love myself, and it feels good. You know, I want to hold into that feeling more. There's still a lot of parts of myself that I don't like. There's still a lot of parts of myself that I don't accept. But I'm getting shit done, and it feels good. You know. Eventually, I'll marry myself. I'll invite you guys to the wedding. So, World Stars, let's be compassionate to each other, and especially to ourselves.